We're not waiting for opportunity. We create an opportunity. We're not waiting for opportunity. We create an opportunity. What's going on? I want to give you guys an example of something. And I want to see if it fits with you. So think of one of your favorite celebrities who act, an actor or an actress. And think of some roles that they played that may have won them an Oscar, an Emmy, or just got some global fame and some like, wow, like that was an amazing role that person played. And think about the different roles that they've played over time in their life and how good they were or how good they weren't, but the different roles that they played, right? So get your actor in your mind or your actress, one of your favorite actors or actress. Think about some of the favorite movies that they did. Get that in your mind. I want you to hold that there. Okay? Why I want you to hold that there is because I feel that we as people have forgot to be us, ourselves, and we're constantly trying to become something else. We're always trying to become this certain professional. We're trying to become a good child, a good son, a good daughter, a good mother, a good father, a good husband, a good wife, a good friend, a good person who's wealthy, rich, baseball player, basketball player, star, whatever. Always trying to become something. We're always trying to become something, right? I think that's how we're taught and patterned and growing up, to become something. And whatever you're good at, that's what you should become, right? Whatever you like, that's what you should become. And I think it takes us away from just being ourselves, who we are. Not saying that you can't become something else in the sense of enjoying that moment, because there's a time and place for everything, right? There's a time you have to be a husband, a wife, a mother, a mother, a father, a student, a professional, whatever that might be, whatever your criteria of things that you like to do, or that you push to do in life, or that life has stumbled you upon. But what happens is I feel we're so overwhelmed with trying to become this and being so good at it, or fitting whatever description of that role is, that we tend to get depressed, anxiety, upset, hurt, angry, because we now feel that since we're not measuring up to that, or cannot measure up to that anymore, we are no longer good. We're not a good person. We're not living a good life. We're not in a good place because we're not playing that role to the best, or we're measuring that role to other people's roles. Well, I think that's a problem. It's just a role. You are you. You're gonna be you. You should be you first. That means whoever you are, whatever your name is, you're that person first, before you're a son, before you're a daughter, before you're a mother, before you're a father, right? Because if you don't have, you heard the saying, right? You can't help nobody if you can't help your damn self. So if you don't like you first, and you don't get used to loving you more, and you're trying to become something else, that means you don't like what you are. That's gonna suck too. And you're gonna be bad at that as well. Understand when I say play a role. Let me bring it back now to what I was saying about the different things with movies and actresses and actors. So you'll have actors and actresses play a role. They'll play a really good role. They'll get an Emmy, they'll get an Oscar for that role. They'll play multiple different roles. They'll become that person at that time. Like Denzel Washington, Leonardo DiCaprio. For him, for example, when he played in the movie The Django, Jamie Foxx said, he was like, oh man, I met him. I said, what's up, whatever. Next day he sees him, he's in the role. They're walking on set. He says, what's up to him? And the dude totally ignores him. Leonardo DiCaprio totally ignores Jamie Foxx. Says nothing to him. Walks right past him. It's like, what the hell's going on? Because the guy was in his role. His role was a slave master. the son of a slave master who owned many slaves, who fight slaves. Okay? On, I think it was a sugar cane or whatever, called Sugarland, whatever they had called it. Right? So he played that role and became that for that moment in time. After the roles were all said and done, shaking up hands with him, cool with him, it was all good. Him and Jamie Foxx, cool. He played that role for that purpose, for that time, for that needing of it. Then he became himself again. And he stayed as himself. He didn't become something else and stay there. He played the role when it was needed for that, for him to do for that time. Then that was it. He didn't become that, I should say. He didn't become that. Right? Because he would have stayed as that. We would have saw him walking around here with the same foolishness or we saw in the Django. Right? And he probably would have got shot in the real life too, right? Because that's the role, you know what I'm saying? He became that role. And you heard some people say too with some of these actors and actresses and actors, they become the role, right? And then some of them couldn't leave that role. You hear them saying, he really played the part. She really played that part well. Oh my God. They really killed that, right? They really took that role on. But they left it. And there's ones that you hear that didn't leave it, suffered a lot of mental issues because they became that role. And they saw something in it in themselves, and they took that role home with them so much that it affected them. And some of them committed suicide. Some of them didn't act again. Some of them just was lost because of what it did to their mind psychologically and emotionally. So I'm saying that to you that you're a mother. Be a mother when it's time for you to be a mother. I know we say being a mother is a 24-hour job. Being a parent is a 24-hour job. I totally understand. But what's the one thing you say to yourself? After yelling and screaming and pulling all these kids left and right, doing this and that. I have time for myself. Some time for me. You don't even want to do nothing. You don't want to go nowhere. You don't want to be with nobody. You just want to be with yourself. Have a minute to be you. Have a minute to be you. Because the constant thinking 24/7 about the children, worrying about the children, concerned about the children had this, I got to get this together as a family structure. And then when it doesn't work out in this particular way, when the child grows older, we start feeling like, oh, it's us to blame. Or the child feels it's us to blame because of this role that we played. When still at the end of the day, you are who you are and you're going to make your choice how you're going to make your choice, right? So you got to understand, be yourself. Don't get lost in the role that you're playing. There's a time and place for everything, right? Right? You're going to be a mother. You're going to be a daughter, right? You're going to be a wife, right? You have to play those roles simultaneously. All those roles don't go together. You can't treat your son how you treat your mother, how you treat your father, how you treat your husband. That's not going to work, is it? Is it? It's not going to work. You can't treat them the same. The love's not the same, right? But each one, you have a particular role you play, a specific role you play for each one of them in their lives. So play that role and do it well. But don't become that role and lose yourself. Because if you become that role and that role causes you to lose yourself, I don't care if it's your child, I don't care if it's your husband, I don't care if it's your mama, I don't care if it's your daddy, I don't care if it's for a check. You better check yourself. Because if you lose yourself to that, you'll never get it back. Never. And a lot of us are losing ourselves to these roles that we're playing in life. You understand? I don't know if I can say this clear for you. I'm not telling you not to play your role in people's lives. We say this growing up. Yo, know your role, son. Yo, play your role, kid. Like, know your role. We would say that all the time. Like, know your position, what you're supposed to be doing right now. What we need of you to do right now, because there's time and place for everything, right? When your son is 33 years old, he don't need you to coddle him at 33 years old. You don't need to be coddled by your mommy and daddy at 33 years old, right? You don't need that. That's not helping you. If you're not in the hospital on a stretcher, right? You didn't lose a child, didn't lose someone like that. You don't need to be coddled at that age, do you? That's not what that's called for at that age. But some people can't get their mind frame out of that that this is mommy, this is daddy, or this is my baby girl, this is my baby boy, and don't allow it to change because they don't understand the environment, the time and place for it. There's a time and place for it. You understand? And then people get hurt mentally and emotionally. So I'm telling you, please know your role, but don't lose yourself. Put whoever you are before whatever else is there. If you're a mother, a father, brother, sister, son, daughter, professional, whatever, put yourself first. Respect for yourself first. Love for yourself first. Peace, happiness, contentment with yourself first. And then everything else after. Don't put your happiness on the fact of all these other things you think you need to become. Because then you are having expectations and you're setting yourself up for failure. Because all you can control is what's in your hands, not the things on the other side that's not in your hands. So if your happiness is going to become on, if you get this job, if you get this position, if you become this superstar, if you get the man with the house and acres and 4 kids in the boat, inside of a boat, if that's where you become happy at, and you have to become that to be happy, you're not going to be happy. But if you become happy now with who you are, when you get all of that, it won't even matter. And you're going to be even way, way more happier in life because you want to be chasing it in the first place. Because you stand firm and strong on who you are and you feel good. Like I said, you stand firm and strong like a mountain. Can't be easily moved or strayed. But you are here and people will know you are there. They will see you. They can't walk through you. You understand? So know who you are. Play the roles that you want to play in life, that you enjoy. Like an actor and actress. They like certain roles, they want certain positions because they like to do certain shows. And they enjoy those roles. That's fine. So remember, when you see the cast come down at the end of the movie, right? You see the role they played and you see their name. You don't just see the role they played. Remember that. You have to see the role they played and their name because they are who they are. You are who you are. You're already who you're supposed to be. You don't have to change that. Enjoy. Enjoy. It'll change. Your likes will change. What you want will change. So don't become one thing and get stuck there. You have so many other roles that you can play and enjoy in this life. You know what I mean? So many other roles out here you can play and enjoy in this life. Why be stuck in one when there's so much you can do and so much leveling up you'll do? So don't forget to be yourself and respect and play your role. All right? Good. So yo, we're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. See y'all later.